In life, every little penny counts. I'll talk more about that little philosophy. Every little penny counts. I remember back in the days when I was in Pennsylvania, I was a hustler then, still is. I'd work in the nursing home, I'd work in the hospital, and try to juggle. And when I would introduce other nurses, they need a second income for whatever reason. I said, why don't you work in the nursing home? You're in the hospital, you could work in the nursing home because you never want, if you're going to do two jobs, one, your main job may be stressful, may be hard on your feet, whatever. The second job should be a little easier. So anyway, I know some of you are going to say the nursing home is not easy. But I would work in the nursing home, give out meds, be supervisor, whatever. They would say to me, oh, that salary is too little. That pay is too little. Back in the days, I was getting like $18 an hour in the hospital. The nursing home seems to be paying better, so I would get 20. Or you want to say the reverse. I'm trying to give you an example. If you're making 20 and the next job is only going to give you another 20 or maybe $18. 20 plus 20, that's $40 an hour to me. In my mind, every little bit count. That job that's paying you less, you could buy gas with that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't always look at the money. If you have two jobs that are paying you megabuck, go ahead. Do that if you can do that. Either way, it's going to be stressful. But don't overlook the money they paying you. Because if you add it up together, you can move mountains. You can save. One could be a saving. So that little bit of money, a lot of nurses used to shun it when I say, oh, they only pay me $20. They only pay me $18. Well, why don't you go for the one? I mean, if I could get it, I would go for the one that's higher. But at the moment, I'm not going to overlook that. We're on this crisis, pandemic, if you want to call it, whatever you call it. But some of the nurses, we are working and we're making way more than we would have made normally. What are you doing with those funds? What are you doing with your money? You don't have to answer in the comment. You just have to answer to yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you're not saving, I met several nurses. I just got a new car. I got an old car. And I'm going to keep that car because it's paid off. You know, start decreasing your debt. Now that you have the crisis money coming in, you have that crisis job. It's a new job. In the beginning, you're taking care of debt. I was reading an article the other day. It talks about money and spending and the psychology of it. No, by any means, we nurses, we are not rich. So we may think rich, and that's a good thing, positive, but we are not rich. And we have to foresee that when this crisis is over, we're going back to the norm. So before it gets to the norm, I'm going to prepare myself. So when I'm on those assignments, yeah, I have something pressing to do. Maybe you have the kitchen to be done. So you put aside that to be done. The first thing I do is try to eliminate those debts that I have accumulated, credit, perfume. So I try to clear out their debts, even student loan. But the most important thing that I do is take care of my household. And what I mean by that, if you have a mortgage, if you have rent, what you do, and somebody just enlightened me about that. So I would pay my mortgage way ahead so that when I come, and what I mean like that, instead of paying every month, I pay every week. the same amount. And before you know it, if you constantly do that, you can see that your mortgage is decreasing. And you keep doing that every assignment. Instead of you wait until a month to pay your mortgage, you pay it every week, 4 weeks in a month. So you way ahead. You don't have to, you can sit home for a while and the main bill, which is your household, your mortgage, is already paid up until a year ahead. If you rent, you might have to go to the rental agent. Can I pay my rent ahead of time? Because you don't want to go home and sit around and, God, I don't have any money. I spend all this money. Former President Trump, I think, gave us an extension in our student loan. I immediately ran to that and paid off completely the student loan. I have one more student loan left. So make sure also you have some money. You got to have some money in savings for those of you especially that are doing this exempt. You're working wherever you're working and you're filing exempt. Make sure you have that savings for the IRS because they're coming for you, honey. You can be leaking money and don't even know it. There's several ways that we leak in money. We're just spending, and we sometimes it's unavoidable. It really is, because on assignment, you can't get your home cooked food. I happen to bought an Instapot so that I could cook home food. Home food cook is, for me, is better. Or I would get fresh juice every morning, and that adds up. Some people like coffee, that adds up. Now, I'm not here to tell you how to run your house. Whatever you want to do, if you feel it's necessary, because back in the days, I used to think that, oh, I'm making this money, and if I lose this job, I'll get a next job. Now that I'm getting older, jobs are, it's not scarce now. But when the pandemic is over, and I'm hoping it gets over pretty soon, we're going to be going back to normal. And what norm to you mean, it's not, the rat race is not going to be a lot of position up there for us nurses. And I'm being honest, and you know that. So for now, save for a rainy day. Get those mortgage. Most of you own homes. Get it ahead, because I'm ahead almost till next December 2021. So that means when I come home, I can stay home 2-3 months, and the major bills is okay. I'm okay. I got a roof over my head. You know, I got it. So make sure you're in that position. Stay in that position. And another thing that you notice when you were comfortable, when you're home, you're relaxed, and an assignment comes, you don't have to pressure yourself to say, let me go out there. I need the money. I'm always there, yes, but you accumulate it. But you don't have to, from a hot zone, a COVID position, and you got to jump in another week or 2 days in another hot position. You're wear and tear in your body. I just wanted to come out here and give you this little tip, saving tip. Crisis pay is not long term, and that's why they call it temporary travel assignment. So keep on saving, keep on doing this, and before you know it, your money will start working for you. If you didn't buy your house, now is the time to buy it while you have the position. You can be ahead. You have the down payment. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to jump out. It's a new house. You do it now that you're in that crisis paying job. My faithful followers, you know who you are. And for new followers, I welcome you. Please hit the like button, the bell, twice,